Hi everyone, this is going to be the Global Championship for this season. This video is going to be a little bit different than anything else because I had first recorded the videos and then I have done the audio. First, how it went, it was going well, but we faced 2 times in a row the party bus. Then we lost again against Helden, and then finally we have this guild was our 4th loss. And what happens here is I need to do a cleanup, so I wait to the last minute, and then I didn't give enough time for my guildmate to have time to test against the other 2 teams, and he lost because he didn't have time to test. So it was sad. I think we had at least draw, but I don't think we were going to do anything honestly. Anyways, where we are currently is we are in top 26, but I think we are going to lose versus Genesis, so we will go maybe to top 50 or 70, something like this. Let's see how it goes. Okay, the first battle I think is the main one. The other two is a very weak Octavia team and Progress, so let's focus on the one with Oya, Jasmine, and Fafnir. For this team, I use Octavia. You could use perfectly here your Astrid with Corvus and some nature team like Masi, Albanor, and Mojo. But in this case, I have free my own Octavia, and Iris put a lot of marks. Also with Aurora, Jasmine will try to kill Aurora, and then I thought was a easy victory for me, so I went with this team. Okay, in this match, the other teams were normal teams. I would like to focus on mainly in the first one because it's a chaos team with 3 healers. You have Dorian, Aiden, and Martha, supported by Kayla and Clever. So I thought this was somehow interesting team. Okay, remember that Dorian Spears is a healer, the artifact is physical attack. So my idea here is I need to kill Kayla as soon as possible with Corvus, and anything else will follow, because if Kayla dies, like there is not too much damage here, I will use my own Kayla with the boss of Tristan and Fafnir, that will kill almost the whole team, and is what happens. Okay, in this one here, we see interesting teams, all of them. I think the one of Fire Sibling with Fafnir, Oya, and Tristan is the common one that I see sometimes. It's quite a lot of power, particularly you have the Talisman of Tristan. Okay, and then we have Octavia interesting team also with Dante, Jasmine, and Heidi protected by Aurora. Okay, so let's see if the first one. Here is what I mentioned before. I see Fire Siblings, I go all with Corvus Morrigan, and then I wanted to play with Dante Octavia because I had it free, and then I tried to play with Lian because Lian is a very tricky hero versus Kayla, but this was a mistake because I just saw I didn't realize Oya, and Oya will pick up Lian, put in front of, and then it will almost kill Lian. I didn't lose Lian by miracle because he went to a very low health, so this was not a correct team to take. I think it was a mistake, to be honest. I should have played this a little bit better, but it is what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, despite you make mistakes. So this is what happens here. Okay, the series now Fafnir dies. Yeah. Okay, the next one it was going to be the one of Octavia. It was mentioned before. This team is not easy at all because you have Aurora that is going to dodge, but sometimes you have Jasmine. Then she needs out of formal penetration, but is given by Octavia, and then you have your own Heidi. I went with my Astaroth, supported by Anbari, and then all the damage I could do to Heidi as soon as possible using Maya and Heidi. This team doesn't work always, so I got a lot of luck here. Okay, I don't know if I will recommend this because Jasmine could be very, very dangerous here, but I got lucky and I was able to win against this team. Any modification in Octavia team, any hero change, this team will not work. I am not super happy with Maya, so please don't build Maya because you saw me here using Maya. I don't think this is a good idea. Okay, but it worked this time. Hey, that's it. Okay, in the next battle, the main team I think was the one with Octavia. We have this aggressive Jasmine Octavia team with in first line with Sebastian. In this case, what I did is I went with Anbari, Nebula, and Heidi. You need to have a max out Anbari and max out Nebula because you really need to kill Jasmine before she ultimates or almost before she ultimates. As you see, 42 of life, and then I was able to kill it. This is mandatory. Then Heidi will try to kill Sebastian. Aiden will try to protect the line, whereas all of things is going on, and then Martha will be the one that gives you the match at the end. Probably without Martha you can play with something else, but the good thing of playing with Martha is if you don't kill Jasmine at the beginning of the match, you can still survive because Jasmine is going to try to attack Martha. It will not be able to kill Martha because in case then it's going to be killed, it will be protected by Aiden, and then you can avoid Jasmine in this manner. Okay, this was another interesting match that I need to fight against. So as we see there, the first two teams, the one that I think was interesting is another Tristan Oya with Fafnir, but using Julius this time. I think this is curious because Julius could be a tricky hero to play against. And the other team is the Octavia team with Cascade and Phobos. Has been a trend using Nebula with Cascade and it's surprisingly good. And also the use of Phobos in Octavia team is something I am seeing a new trend there. Okay, so the first, the traditional Oya Tristan Kayla, then I go always with Corvus Astrid, and then 2 or 3 heroes from the man team, so Masi, Albanor, and Mojo. In that case, I went with 3 of them because I realized that it worked well. The idea is Corvus will kill Kayla, and then Astrid will protect the team when Oya tries to pick up, and then the pressure of the 3 man teams, of the man team against Julius is a lot. Okay, the next match that we are going to see is the one with Octavia. This was a very difficult team to find a counter. I went again with this Maya Nebula Heidi, and it was not giving me the testing at all, 10-0. Okay, I got lucky here. I will not recommend. My idea is like I need to do enough damage to destroy Phobos as soon as possible, and when Phobos is down, then all the damage against Cascade is going to be too much. I will not be able to hold. Okay, so this is what I did, and it worked against luck. Okay, from this battle, the most important one is the middle one, the one versus Jasmine with Oyatistan, Fafnir, and Astaroth. Here I did a mistake. I should not have gone with the 3 man, Sesa and Astrid. It's a good team, but it's a risky team. So I should have played with Astaroth as a tank, and then one of the 2 of the man team, so it's Masi, Albanor, and Mojo, select 2 of them, Sesa, Astrid, and probably Astaroth. This will be a better team than the one you are seeing. Here is very risky because it's very weak, and Jasmine can destroy your team in seconds when you think everything is done. As you see, this what happens here. It kills Sesa and then it kills Mojo, and I thought I was going to lose, but despite the low health, but I was managed to at the end to finish the match, so I got lucky. From the next match, I think the most interesting one is the one related with Octavia because they use Nebula as a 4 hero and then they use with Kayla. Kayla with Oya, I have seen this using before because when Kayla jumps in front of, it's going to be the first hero, the front hero, and then it will get the boss of dodge from Octavia, that also will give armor penetration to Kayla, so it's a very dangerous team to play against. The idea here is let's play with Corvus to try to kill Kayla as soon as possible, Nebula Heidi to kill their own Nebula, enemy Nebula, and then with Kayla and Nebula down, this is going to be relatively easy victory, and is what happens here, in case you find this team. Okay, this was a very bad and sad news for me. I make a huge mistake versus Tav with Corvus and Morrigan. All my tests was working perfectly, and I don't know why I use Oya and Tristan. I don't think it's a good idea here, but I don't know why I use this team. And despite it was working for me, 10-0, 10-0, 10-0, there are some risks here, particularly with Jasmine and Corvus. You should try to avoid to use Jasmine versus Corvus. Also because it's Morrigan, you cannot use Astaroth, and then you don't have the resurrection of Astaroth. So anyway, you see what happens last minute. Like I was winning, and then I lost everything because Artemis ultimate is doing a lot of damage. So bad luck for me. Okay, this was quite interesting. I see this very common Octavia team using Mojo and Jorge. I think this is the one that you will see a lot of the times. I know very high uh, guilds use this team, and the manner I have to kill it, and it's not a guarantee victory, is try to go with my own Jorge Faceless to try to hold the line, Aiden to survive, and try to kill everything via Heidi. It's very risky. Okay, it's not a guarantee of 10-0, I will not lie. Like I was losing, I think it was 21-1 or 39-1, so every 40 or 30 matches I was losing one. I was able to survive, so happy, but as you see, Astaroth went very low health a couple of times. It's very risky and it's a very common team to face, so be aware of this. I think Satori will do a better job here, but I don't have Satori. Okay, the next team is this traditional Chava. I see a lot of Chava in high guilds being used all the time. It's a hero that you use only for battles. One important thing, I know you realize the health of Chava, but it's quite low. And this is what we call a dirty Chava, in a manner that Chava will ultimate much faster. This is very risky. I went with my own Corvus Astrid, which is the same that I always use versus Oya Tristan, with two heroes of nature, and then I put Aurora in front of me because I know that Chava will eat one of the two heroes. I know, but I know it, and this Chava was going to be a dirty, knowing which guild I was playing against and knowing how good they are. So I know it was going to be a very specific Chava, so I say put double tank to avoid this to happen. And then this was a super luck match for me. Another one, okay, the team on the right is a team that I use also a lot of in defense. Okay, this just Jasmine with Sebastian, with Astrid, and then you use Aiden Julius. Okay, as you see, I already lost Martha, which everything was looking bad, but I got lucky here. Honestly, there is not more to say. It took a lot to kill Astrid, but I was able to kill it at the end. So it was a completely luck here, and I still don't have very good teams against this, and I need to practice more. Another battle, another different Octavia team, so no surprise. This another new composition I see in Octavia. Okay, I see a lot of more after the release of the super skin of Lilith, which is the Dante Nebula Amira, but instead of using Lian as a 4 hero, they use Lilith. It's quite interesting. So I went with my Astaroth, Jorge and Faceless with Cesa and Aiden. This is a team or variations of this team that I start to use more and more against Octavia. Okay, I will recommend. Usually I remove from there, if no Cesa, I remove Faceless, depending on what is the other team. Sometimes I put Heidi, sometimes I put Martha, but it's going well against these magic Octavia teams that I see more and more often in defense. And my advice here is to play, in that case, this Amira has the glyphs high. I don't know if it's level 60 or at least level 50. This was not relevant teams. The only one I wanted to show you is the first one because it's a team that you will face a lot of in wars, and I had find I see manner to do it through progress. Progress is not a team that I use anymore, but it's very easy. You play with Oya because you can pick at Cesa, put it in front of and between Julius and Astrid, they will kill Cesa quite fast, and because of the seals and everything, it's going to be very easy to beat it, Cesa, and then when Cesa is down, then you only need time until you are able to kill this team because this team is not going to be able to kill you without Cesa in place. Okay, and I found this team and using Julius, so progress with Astrid and Oya works very well against this team. But remember that if the other team has Tristan and Oya, you will need Astrid against that team, so you cannot play with this against this chaotic team. Okay, the next team, and one loss for me, very difficult team for me to beat, one of the most strongest Octavia defense teams. I have C, which is the Phobos and Aiden, as a third and fourth hero in Octavia. I have a lot of issues to try to beat them. I found some combinations now that they are able to beat, but I am getting 39-1. I was playing with fire all these matches I had been playing recently, so I deserve this to lose because I was playing all matches between 29-1. At the end, you need to lose one, and this was this one here. In theory, the team I choose was giving me, I think it was 49-1 victory, but I touched exactly the 41-1. At the beginning was looking well because they lost Dante, but when as Artemis ultimates didn't kill anything or damage anything, it was all dodge, so it was the bad luck match, and then I lost Jorge, and after that it was a easy victory for them. Again, it was all based on Artemis ultimate. If Artemis ultimate worked, I would have been able to finish, the match or to be able to win. It was not the case. It ultimates, but it didn't do damage. All the arrows were dodged, which not only doesn't do damage, also charge the other team. So I couldn't do anything. It was TLDR bad luck. And then this is take 4,000 of time until I'm able to kill them. The good luck, I was able to kill finally Aiden at the end of the match, which it was good for me because then the cleanup was going to be much easier. It was only Phobos Octavia, which is a good news. But again, another match I lost. As you see, it was not a good season for me. But hey, it is what it is. Okay, the next one was not super relevant. The one related to again Oya Tristan with five siblings and Fafnir. I you see Corvus Morrigan always when it's five siblings, and then I went with Astrid because it's Oya, and then you need to go with two heroes for nature. Here I choose to go with Mojo and Albanor. You need to test it at the end of the end. Like, so I use Albanor and Masi or Mojo and Masi. This is depending on your test, depending of which stand, depending if they use with Kayla and Fafnir only, or they pair with Kayla and Aiden, or they pair with Kayla, Aiden, and Fafnir. All this combination will change which heroes from nature you use. But this is what I was referring in the video I did recently, that at the end of the day I am using a lot Corvus Astrid with nature to kill particularly this Oya Tristan, and if they use Kayla like 90% of the time. Okay, the next team, the one I think is quite interesting, is the Octavia team using Heidi and Dorian. This looks good like not super interesting match, but I thought it was very interesting because Heidi and Dorian has a lot of synergy, because Heidi does a lot of damage, and because Vampiric Aura covers Heidi, Heidi will be able to recover a lot of the damage that goes to Heidi, and also it's Dorian itself. Also, Dorian gives you physical attack as a weapon artifact, which is good for Dante. So finally, I went with my clever Julius Taff. It was working here. I tested multiple different teams, and this is the one that worked for me. So I use it this one, but maybe there are other teams that work exactly the same or better. In this battle, the most interesting one was the one I was referring before of Octavia, Amira Phobos. One important thing here is you have seen how many different, absolutely different teams of Octavia we are seeing in Global Championship, and how every time I use a different heroes. In that case, I went with again Maya with Nebula Heidi using Phobos. I always, when I see Amira in Octavia, I try to put Phobos. Phobos does a lot of damage here. My surprise was that Phobos, I forgot that Amira has a very low magic attack, so Phobos was targeting, instead of targeting Amira, was targeting Morgan. Anyways, still worked perfectly using Phobos against Octavia teams with Amira. It's my advice, okay? The next one was quite interesting. This double team of Jasmine and Cascade. I think I never see it before, and the funny thing here is you don't know which of the two heroes Fafnir is going to push up, and also a very very interesting team, the Octavia team using Heidi and Thea. I never saw this before. Neither the card with Fire Siblings and Tristan and Julius. I think it's a very clever move there. I think this composition of heroes is not common to see, and they were super nice. Okay, this is was a high guild. I cannot provide names, but it was a high guild. Okay, so here I put Aurora, I put my Octavia Iris team, but I put Aurora because I know Jasmine will try to kill Aurora, and I love to play with Iris when it's Jasmine, because Jasmine put Mars, which means make happy Iris. So this was easy, relatively easy. The next team, I couldn't find a proper team that give me the victory 10-0 all the time. Okay, I went with this team. I crossed my fingers. It worked well. It was only working with Siri, which is funny because I never use Siri for anything, but this time it was working well with Siri. And you see Siri live goes very low, like to 255k. Anyway, the idea here is Jorge faceless to ensure that no energy is win, Phobos to start to removing energy and to stop to the whole team, and Martha to speed up the whole team, and Phobos will be the responsible of killing everything. Only issue here, and to be honest, is thank you to Faceless that give you magic penetration and Jorge give you magic attack. Phobos was able to kill. If not, Phobos doesn't have enough damage to kill the whole team. So take this into consideration. It was with the help of Faceless and Jorge. Okay, the next match will be the one of of Kark with Fire Siblings. This was interesting team. What I did is, okay, five siblings, Corvus Morrigan, I see Car and Barry because we'll allow to be pushed back, and then I put Massey to try to kill Julius as soon as possible. The problem is Massey without the support of Alvanor and Mojo is not as strong as I thought it was. And finally, I put Aiden to protect in case that something was going wrong. Problem here is I think I should have removed Aiden and put maybe Alvanor or put maybe Mojo, particularly for Tristan. I don't think it was a good idea to play with Aiden in this case because, as you see, Massive Armor doesn't have too much power, so it took a little bit thank you that I have Anbari that it was protecting against Car. Also, Car didn't have anything that was increasing his physical attack, like things like Fafnir or Nebula or something like this, so it was relatively easy to avoid Car here. Another match, another different Octavia team. In that case, Dante with Amira, using Jasmine and Chava, a totally different composition I had never seen before. I don't really like it. I prefer Chava with Oya Tristan, but it's what we see here. And it was a little bit weird. In my case, I decided because it was Jasmine, I put Astaroth. Also, Astaroth burned the energy of the last hero, which in that case is Amira. Then I put Corvus to try to ban Jasmine as soon as possible, and then Nebula to increase the power of Heidi to do all the damage as soon as possible against Amira, and use Phobos to slow Amira as soon as possible. I was not able to stop the goal, and you see Amira has 3 of life, so 3000 of life, but she was able to put the goal. It was risky, but anyways, like thank God I have here Astaroth that makes survive Heidi. If not, I could have lost. I know you realize, but Heidi died and Astaroth resurrect Heidi. It was a very close match. Then if you don't see it that close, it will look like, oh, you were able to win with all the heroes alive, but it was risky. Okay, this is on request of someone that asked for nature with Oya. I wanted to show you what I did in this case. Is quite simple. Like when I see nature, Nebula Iris with Phobos is possible. Okay, and then I put in that case Rufus because Rufus is a very good hero against magic teams. A hero that is dirty in my case is only the talisman and the gears, nothing else, but that's the job. Okay, I would like to improve Rufus in the future. If magic teams start to be a thing, I think Rufus is a mandatory tank to have, but it's not current the meta at all. So anyways, I wanted to show you like how easy it was to beat nature with Oya without Oya. As you see, it's not a good team in defense, but it's a mandatory team to have, particularly against Oya Tristan. I play almost every time against them. So yeah, only to show you like how it is. It will took a little bit more to kill Aurora at the end, but finally kill, and that's. And finally, the last battle from these 3 ones, I think the most relevant one was Octavia one. Someone asked in the comments if I have seen Fafnir being used with Octavia. I have seen it to be used. It's something that I use few times, particularly in high guilds. But I think it's try to play games here because it's not really an amazing team. But it's a team that sometimes you need to be careful on what you are playing here. My idea was always when I see Jasmine in first line, I go with Anbari, Nebula, and Heidi because I know I will be able to close kill Jasmine. In that case, not fast enough, and I was able to kill Lian, and this was a problem because I needed Lian from Charming. Probably should have used Martha there. I know that maybe was not a correct decision. Anyways, it worked well. I was able to kill then Fafnir. Then I was scared that Fafnir could push up a lot of Dante. So at the end was Dante Octavia, and I was able to win.